bed at like 10 o'clock on the road. So
I do.
No.
Oh, what happened? You guys didn't meet up the whole time?
I was out late the first 2 nights.
really?
And then the third night, I went to bed early. And then the fourth night, I crashed. And then he sent me notes. And I was at the place he wanted to meet up at on the third night, like 20 minutes before he got there. And then I left. If he would have been there sooner, we would have partied all night.
It's a great bar, by the way.
What bar?
Elbow Room, very famous Fort Lauderdale Beach spot. And I would say everyone in the hockey world was there on Friday night, except for Daren Millard.
Even some of the basketball world.
That's true.
Charles Barkley.
PK Subban was there. It was a great time.
And they put so much money into their aesthetics, the Elbow Room.
Sure.
Like, there's nothing going on there.
No.
Like that bar maybe have been varnished a couple of times.
Absolute dive.
But that's it.
Oh, that's what we like.
And it's right across the street from the water. Like you walk across the street, you're in the sand. It's awesome. And then there's a couple of
spring break bar
dive bars right beside it that have some TVs.
Total spring break bar.
Yeah. I was there.
Is there not a
when the Golden Knights went through there during the regular season? It was spring break.
Yeah,
and we had a couple of days off.
That'll make you feel young, like or really old.
Yeah.
One problem.
Yes.
Only problem with Elbow Room, cash only.
Cash only.
That's all right.
I did not
Average
know that
bar.
the first night, so I got off great.
Oh, everybody else is
excuse. I was outstanding on the first night, and then we went up to Gulfstream on the third day and betting the ponies with Eddie Olczyk.
Look at you making the most of the
we had a good day.
Florida trip.
Lost $2. That's it.
Olczyk didn't help you win. He's like a great horse expert.
Keith Jones actually gave me the best tip, and I won big on that horse, but ended up losing $2. And I was by far the best of our bunch. Lawless and Nighty and Gosher and Ashley Weiss. They were not good.
So we were talking about the end of the game on Saturday.
Yes.
How crazy were the last 10 minutes, but specifically the last 2 minutes?
Well, I think it was added anxiety because of what happened the game before. Now, I'll say there is more indication of Florida being in that game. Game 3 was a shocker because there was nothing going on. All of a sudden, you were going to overtime. Like, what happened? So you were more on edge. Florida was playing better. And you knew what the implications were, that you would have a chance to wrap it up at home if you hang on, or else you're in a brand new series. So it was fairly tense, is a nice way to put it. And then the penalty by Pietrangelo puts you down 6-on-4. I have a phrase with my wife: it's never easy. And that's what happened, but they got the win.
I just made the case before you came in here. Everything was put into that last, 4 or 5 minutes of the game. They left it all out there. They've got some guys in. Yes, they've got some guys injured. They're banged up. I am not getting on a flight Wednesday, and neither are you.
Ooh. You're calling it?
It's over.
Yep.
Well, Matthew Tkachuk did not practice today. Neither did Radko Gudas or Brandon Montour for the Florida Panthers. So they've got a couple of guys obviously banged out. Montour's been going back and forth with the birth of his first child. I think Tkachuk will play. I don't think he plays a regular shift. I think he just plays in the power play. And he's there for spiritual, emotional support for
fighting third man in.
Yeah. It doesn't look like
no.
It doesn't look like he can hold a stick at this point.
Well, he can't shoot. The other night in warm-up, didn't take a shot.
Get out of here.
Didn't take a shot.
Nice to know this too.
And
obviously, if you do, they do.
Yeah. I think their accumulation of people watching it is probably better than mine. But no, he didn't take a shift. Now, he was good in the first period. Noticeable in the first period, and then not great in the second.
But if you
was shut down in the third,
I would make the point for people to watch. It wouldn't have counted because it was just after the buzzer anyway.
I love Bruce Cassidy's line about that. He almost like pushed it aside, saying, it wouldn't have gone across the line anyway.
I would say a Matthew Tkachuk that could lift the stick at all scores. I mean, scores wouldn't count it. He would have put the puck in the net. He got nothing on that, and the net was wide open.
Yeah.
And he just made it an easy save because he couldn't put anything on it. Like, I just think that's where he's at right now. I think that's where the team's at right now. If they would have tied it, the series could have got wild, but it's over.
The idea of playing an injured player is a real interesting conversation. Whether you go down that path with a guy that's in the first year of a mega deal, and like Matthew wants to play, I can guarantee you that. But are you doing the right thing for your team or your organization? then you get into some ethical questions.
You didn't like my third man in comment.
Well, I like Matthew, and I like his spirit and his feistiness. And third man in, it didn't erupt into anything. Like
I think it's been more consistent throughout the series where Pietrangelo seems to get in a mix, is grabbed from behind, and then Tkachuk's like, all right,
it's been
bang, bang.
This goes back to when Matthew was 3 years old and with his brother Brady and having these things happen. It's not new.
Right.
And it's one of the reasons why he had to change his game from a discipline standpoint from the first few years in Calgary. But I don't mind. He doesn't go across the line very often, and he plays that way. So I'm okay with it.
Don't Tkachuk and Pietrangelo work out in the offseason too? I think there's like a tie there.
St. Louis, yeah.
I know Stone and Tkachuk family are very tight, but I think Pietrangelo and Tkachuk work out in the offseason. Like I think this is not just like, hey, we hate each other here. We're competitive.
It's a battle.
Yeah.
And it's
cool.
It's awesome to see. And I love being able to see guys who may be friends in another day in another city. To quote the phrase, leave it all out there. I think it's awesome.
On VGK Insider Show, Daren Millard's with us. Which of the cast members would grab you and which would punch you?
They would all grab me. And
or it would just be two of them ganging up on you?
Yeah.
I figured one would be the holder, the other one would start throwing punches.
I know Chapman would probably grab me, but we'd just exchange noogies, like a little rub the top of the head. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Wallace, there's been days where he's probably wanted to drill me. That's what
I've heard.
Yeah.
I made that part up.
No,
I don't hear anything.
No,
Demond knows. I don't hear
You've dropped
anything.
comments before. You've got some insight. You and Ryan seem to talk a little bit. You vent to each other about your co-host. So
sure,
I'm fine with
I'm
fine with that.
Yep.
I like stirring it up a little bit. I'm fine with that. Sports Talk Radio is about that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very different personality in here with you guys than I would on TV. That's the media that we're in.
Adam and I started yelling at each other earlier because I was claiming that the Panthers have been beat out by a more bigger, more physical team. Adam said, no, the other team is bigger.
I think size is closer,
okay.
But physical, wear and tear is certainly there by Vegas. Zach Whitecloud knocked Josh Morrissey out in the first round series against the Winnipeg Jets. You go back, that was a huge play to make the path easier for Vegas, losing their arguably best player. And now in this series, Keegan Colasar makes a big hit, knocks out their best player. So they've been on the right side of that physical and the attrition.
And your case, Adam, is that the Panthers play this way and they've just been kind of stymied by, being matched up and like, oh, wait, they're not going to back down to us.
Well, they're not going to back down, and it's harder to catch them. Vegas skates really well.
So they're big and fast.
They skate extremely well, both with their back end. All of them are mobile. Not often you get 6 defensemen who can skate as well. And you would put McNabb and Martinez on the defensive side of it, but Alec can wheel. Braden knows where to go. He can get there. They're not slow by any means. And then up front, they can all twirl.
We were also having the discussion. I don't think it should be a discussion. Marchessault is going to win the Conn Smythe.
Yeah. Really?
But yeah, he is. But
okay, why do you say that?
He's going to win it because people are like goals. Jack Eichel is clearly the Conn Smythe winner to me. I don't think it's close.
I think it's really close.
But Marchessault is going to win it.
No, I wouldn't say he's going to win it.
Ooh,
really?
I think whoever has a better game in the clincher. So Chandler Stevenson scores 2 goals the other night. He's put himself back into the periphery of that conversation with his 10 goals. William Karlsson has 11.
Steve's going to make a bet right
here
now.
We go. You guys keep talking. Both on company in show betting.
But if somebody goes out and scores 2, maybe a hat trick in the deciding game, you move the needle big time on that. And for Eichel and Marchessault, I think it purely comes down to which story you like more. I think Vegas Golden Knight fans would side with Marchessault being a misfit, coming through the battles and winning a cup and 6. The national media, I believe, is on the Jack Eichel side. Comes out of Buffalo, 2nd overall pick. Doesn't work out there, has surgery. Everybody knows Jack's story from a national perspective. And in his first playoff, is on the verge, is one win away from winning a Stanley Cup. Their performances, Marchessault's goals coming off Jack, great passes. They're tied together. But which story do you like more?
So
which one do you like more?
Well, for me, it's Eichel. I mean, to me, Jack Eichel is the winner. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I think Eichel wins.
Wow.
Because of the influence of national
He's
voting.
like 12-1, by the way.
Yep.
I can't bet on hockey.
I know. I
signed the piece of paper. I'm not allowed to bet.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 12-1
from betting.
And Stevie is 150-1. Hat trick, 2 goals and an assist, and it's a low-scoring game. Hello.
I would not. Bring
me the back, Stevie.
That. So the guys I would still include Mark Stone, if he goes out and does something brilliant in a clinching game. William Karlsson for sure was part of the mix coming into the series. Scored the other night, and Chandler Stevenson. I still is in the conversation. I don't think Aiden Hill is going to win it because of the amount of respect or importance people put on Vegas goaltending. He's played great. He's got the best save percentage with minimum 15 starts of any goaltender in National Hockey League Stanley Cup playoff history.
How much money has he made himself this last 4 weeks?
He's got one big contract in his career left. Like one chance at a big contract. So this is it.
Daren Millard.
It's massive. What do you pay him? He's outdoing a guy that makes $10 million a year. Not that he's going to get that. But